And so don't just hop on PDs just to reach some goal that you arbitrarily set out for yourself, probably influenced by others that you see on social media who are not even natural. Coach Greg, and in today's video, we're going over Alan Thrall's decision to not use steroids. 6 years ago, he made a video saying, I'm not going to use steroids because I have not maximized my natural gains as of yet. Why would I take steroids when I can still get better, when I can still progress? However, it's been 6 years and he no longer has any more potential to get stronger. And so the question is he now going to use steroids? After all, I did. And why did I decide to use them? Well, I wanted to chase my dream, wanted to set world records in the bench press, wanted to become an IFBB pro. And without it, couldn't do it. Had already achieved my natural genetic limit, had done everything and anything I could do to be the best I could be while being natural, trained over 2 decades natural. And so Alan Thrall made a video saying, these are the reasons why I would want to take steroids, and these are the reasons why I would not.
And my answer is a little bit different. It's still no. I do not use steroids and I don't plan on it. I don't want to be misleading, but my reasoning is a little bit different.
And so his decision is he's still going to remain natural, but the reasons why he's going to remain natural have changed. And when he was younger, he didn't want to use steroids because he thought, well, I can keep getting better. But now he knows he can't get better. He knows he can't improve. The guy is 33 years of age. You can't keep putting on muscle forever unless, of course, you're Mike O'Hearn.
My best numbers are most likely behind me. I don't think I'm ever going to surpass those numbers. I'm not saying that I couldn't, but I don't think I ever am going to beat those numbers.
And so at the age of 27, he wasn't finished. He kept training natural, and he did, in fact, get stronger. But now, those days are behind him. And so why should he remain natural? After all, if he started taking steroids, even HRT, we know he could get stronger. And so why isn't he?
Some people were asking me, do you use steroids? And I said no, and they would respond with, why not? The question that I have asked myself is, why?
And so oftentimes, even his close friends would ask him, are you on steroids? And he would answer, no. And they said, well, why not? And he responded by saying, a better question is, why should I be? After all, if you're getting stronger, you're making improvements, why would you take steroids? It's not going to make or break your life. It's not going to be life-changing. Oh, I took steroids. Instead of deadlifting 600 pounds, I can deadlift 700. What is the difference? Are you going to be stuck under a rock where you have to deadlift 700 pounds or else you can't survive? Of course not.
The first reason why I would use steroids, or why you should use steroids. Muscle gain. I would put a lot of muscle on, just taking steroids. Automatically put a bunch of muscle on.
So what? How is that going to change my life? I'm already pretty strong and I already have a pretty damn good physique. And so why do I need to take steroids to make that even better? I'm already good enough. And the challenge of improving yourself the natural way, to him, that is more exciting than improving by artificial means. When you take steroids, obviously you're going to get bigger. Obviously you're going to get stronger. And so if you take them and you get bigger and stronger, is it really a shock? Oh my God, my bench press went up 50 pounds. I added 15 pounds of muscle. Yeah, you're supposed to. Of course you did.
My life does not improve any way, shape, or form. It doesn't make me a better husband, father, or gym owner. It doesn't make me a better person.
And so he's a husband and a father. And when you take steroids, that is risking your life. And so is it really worth it when all it's going to do is make you bigger and stronger? Since when is bigger and stronger the only thing that matters in life? When you're young, it might seem that way. We're trying to find something that we love. And for me, I loved improving. I loved getting bigger and stronger. And eventually, when I couldn't get bigger and stronger anymore, when I tapped out my natural potential, I wanted to continue on that journey. And so that is why I chose to use PEDs.
Taking steroids just for a little bump in social media interaction is just not worth it to me. And a lot of, you watching would call me out.
Exactly. He could take steroids and then what would happen? Probably get more views on Instagram, perhaps more on YouTube. And then Coach Greg make a video, natty or not, Alan Thrall, look, here's when he took PEDs. I can tell because look at how much muscle he put on at the age of 33. And so people then say, oh, you're a fake natty. And so he'd have to come clean, tell everybody what he's doing. And then a lot of people not going to have as much respect for him. A lot of people consider taking PEDs as cheating. They don't have the same respect for the lifts. And so why should he do it? And so for me, I think he made the right decision. He seems very wise. He's thought about this. He's laid out the pros, the cons, and said, this is what I'm going to do because I value my health and I don't need to take steroids to bump up my bench press 50 pounds or add 15 pounds of muscle just to fit in.
It would make me a lot stronger. That's a bit more enticing to me, but still just not worth it.
And think of this, if he actually added PDs and bumped his bench press up 50 pounds, and then what? A year from now, he benches 50 pounds more. And then what? He would have to increase his steroid dose yet again to allow his bench press to go up further. And eventually, you're still going to plateau and you will no longer get any stronger. And so all you're doing is delaying the inevitable, and then you're going to have to go off. Just look at Larry Wheels. Abused PDs for over 10 years, one of the strongest guys in the world. But now he's off only on HRT, lifts strength going down. And so if you do choose to use PDs, realize they are not going to improve your physique forever. For a couple of years, sure, but after that, you're again going to be at a ceiling. And then you're going to have to continue to play Russian roulette with your health just to keep or make any gains after that. And once you've been real strong, perhaps setting world records like Coach Greg. It's not as exciting once you're not as strong as you used to be. My bench press has dropped over 150 pounds. It's not fun. I remember how much I used to lift, and when I go and lift now, it's not nearly as exciting because I'm significantly weaker. But had I never used PDs in the past, my strength drop at age 46 would not have been as severe. And so if you're thinking, oh, I want to use steroids so that I can win a local level show, a local level bodybuilding competition, powerlifting meet, strongman, why? If you can't win a show locally as a natural athlete, you will have no chance at the national or international level. But for most people, if you're just doing it to increase your bench press or to have a little bit more muscle, why bother?
I think that using steroids for a boost in performance, and athletic performance and strength potential is the only likely reason that I would ever use steroids.
And so if you were to ask him if it makes sense what Coach Greg did to take PDs, to get an IPU Pro Guard, to compete in powerlifting and so on, he'd probably say, yeah, I get that. Not that he would agree with it, but he can understand why. If your focus in training is to win competitions and taking steroids allows you to win those competitions, and remember, most competitions, they don't drug test. They don't drug test professional bodybuilding and powerlifting competitions. And so do you really think that all those athletes are going to do it natural when they know that their competition isn't? Think of it. You're simply leveling the playing field. And sure, we can all wish that there was no such thing as steroids. I personally wish they had never been invented. Then I wouldn't have been tempted to use it.
And if you are flirting with the idea of using steroids because you want to be better at these local competitions, you are not going very far past that.
Exactly. And so for me, I really don't like it when I see teenagers taking steroids. I don't care how good they are. Chris Bumstead, Mr. Olympia, taking steroids at 18, should have waited. And so the best choice is to simply never do it until your doctor says that you should. After that, wait until you've reached your natural potential, probably in your late 20s, early 30s. And after that, as long as you can hold out. The longer you wait, the better.
I can monetize all this the way a lot of people do, but I've got some integrity and I would never lie to people and be misleading.
And even if you didn't have an integrity, we'd all call you out. It would be so obvious if you went on PDs, he put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle at age 33, and be like, what do you think? Well, actually, it wouldn't be that obvious to everyone. Christian Guzman did it, and a lot of people think he's natural. Oh, he just bulked now. And so he's saying, well, I could do this, monetize this, make more money. And I'm like, no, we'd call him out. And yet we've seen people do it, Christian Guzman, and we call him out. People, oh, stop being a hater. He doesn't have to say anything. And so Alan Thrall, he's actually correct. He could, in fact, take PDs, lie about it, sell and make more money, and half the world, they would not care.
Steroids are hard drugs. It's not heroin, but they're still hard drugs.
And so let's call steroids Sam. He says, I don't think saying they're hard, that's fair. It's not as dangerous as some of the most hard drugs out there. Hard drugs, heroin, crystal meth, cocaine, crack, opioids, PCP, ecstasy, ketamine, hallucinogens such as LSD. And so there you have it, a list of hard drugs. And so we're going to call it a semi, as in it's not quite a hard drug, but it's not totally soft. There are some negative health consequences associated with taking steroids.
Is a big capital NO for me. From a dude who doesn't even drink energy drinks, I don't even drink caffeinated coffee more than 2 days in a row.
And so, yeah, somebody who's extremely concerned and cautious with their health that won't even have a cup of coffee 2 days in a row, when we know that 400 milligrams a day or less is generally what's recommended. And so a cup of coffee or two a day, every day, to me, that's not a problem. Perhaps this could be bordering on orthorexia, where you're so overly concerned with your health that you won't do anything remotely harmful. I don't know if he's concerned with his health to this extent, but if you're only going to drink one coffee every other day because you're worried about your health, then certainly you're not a candidate for using PEDs.
I know that I would have this black cloud following me around every day, whispering in my ear, as soon as you get off this, you're going back to nothing.
Take it from me, take it from everyone. It is extremely difficult to go off. When you're on, you feel like Superman. When you go off, you actually feel worse than when you're at baseline. And so however you feel right now as a natural athlete, if you take PEDs and stop, you will no longer feel as good as you did when you were natural. And so to me, that is big. It's huge.
That's what she said.
But it's also what I said. Remember, I'm on HRT, 140 milligrams a week. If I was on absolutely nothing, as in zero testosterone, I am certain I would not only look worse, I would also not feel as good as I do right now.
And I would hate for training to be a burden, and it would just not be fun anymore because I'm off steroids and it just sucks and it's hard.
Exactly. Ask anyone. Ask Joe Linder, Noel Diesel. These guys have come off.
It's like even after like 3-4 months, I was going back on because I was like, fuck, it really isn't pleasant, and it's the mental discipline that you need in order to push through that.
Ask even James English, can hardly make it to the gym. He just turned pro.
I have not been motivated to lift for like since prep.
And he's not even off. He's still on HRT, still has hardly the energy to go and want to train.
And if I really do everything I can to gain as much muscle as I can naturally, and you end up a little bit short of where you want to be because your genetics limit you, I don't see why you can't be happy about that.
And so don't just hop on PEDs just to reach some goal that you arbitrarily set out for yourself. Probably influenced by others that you see on social media who are not even natural. And so please have realistic goals, and remember my message, halfway there. That dream physique that you're after, the one you really wish you could have, even if you get halfway there, listen, that is better than you are right now. And so should that not be good enough? As long as you're improving, you're giving it your all, be proud, be happy, ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Remember, harder than last time supplements. You can get those. Use code GREG, G-R-E-G, get 10% off. Check out HGLTSubs.com or GregDoucette.com. Watch the bloops, subscribe, click the bell button, comment, and like the video if you liked it. Until next time, I'm out.